Today's question is, how do you determine what you should believe about God, spiritual things, and life? What's interesting about this question is that it reminds me of a discussion I had with a coworker. It was actually about 4 decades ago where we were talking about this topic, and we were talking about the beliefs that somebody holds to. And she was of the mindset that the belief that a person had was not near as significant as to whether or not the person would actually hold tightly to that belief. That's what she felt was the important thing. If you're going to believe something, you need to hold to it. It's not really that critical as to whether or not it's correct or incorrect. Well, I got thinking about that, and I asked the question, well, if that's the case, what about the person who happens to believe that they're a bird and they go to the top of the Empire State Building and believing that they're a bird, they jump off? What are the consequences of that incorrect belief? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes before we get into the principles of how you determine what you should believe about God, spiritual things, and life. And I'm going to ask you a few questions about what you think would be the potential consequence of having a wrong belief pertaining to a few different subjects. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. What if you believe that you can hold your breath under very deep water for longer than you actually can? Potential consequence. What if you believe that you don't have to obey the speed limits? And some of you are thinking, well, hold on, I have to obey those things? Well, again, the question is, what could be the consequence? What if you believe that you can drink arsenic with no repercussions? Or that you can get a T-bone steak at a Chick-fil-A? What if you believe that you don't need experience to pack a parachute on your first jump? And most important, what if you believe that Jesus is not the way of salvation? You guys get the idea. Beliefs have consequences, and those consequences can range from simply being wrong about a fact that produces no repercussions up to being wrong about salvation, where it has the worst of all consequences, and that is ending up in hell for all of eternity. So again, today's question is, how do you determine what you should believe about God, spiritual things, and life?